Hi everyone, Happy New Year. Lots of folks pretty happy to see 2020 in their rearview mirror, but today one of our favorite posts of the year are communications predictions for 2021. Three things that we're sure to hear a lot about in the news media, on social. Number one, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Number two, COVID. And number three, politics. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, those aren't especially earth-shattering predictions. Fair enough. Perhaps pretty predictable. But what's going to be interesting is to see how brands, for-profit and non-profit, address each of those three as they come up. Let's talk about the first one first. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Of course, 2020, a landmark year as it relates to the conversation, the global conversation around racial equity and social justice following the murder of George Floyd over Memorial Day 2020. Many brands have addressed this publicly, but public and private brands are still going to continue to see a lot of scrutiny about whether they're walking the talk. Are they doing what they said that they were going to do, and are they enhancing environments that are more DEI friendly? Also on the positive side, stories about women in business, women in leadership, people of color taking leadership positions in organizations, that's of interest right now. And if your organization is indeed walking the talk, those are stories that are very pitchable and that people want to know about. Number two, COVID. Strange time because there's a lot of optimism about the vaccine, but numbers are at an all-time high following the holidays. So there's going to be a tendency by a lot of brands to have a celebratory approach, particularly with hopes that summer is going to mean better times and perhaps going something back to more what resembles or looks like normal times. I want to urge caution because we cannot forget the tragedy that COVID has been, the millions of people who've lost their lives, and of course the tragedy of the economy and so many small businesses that have gone out of business. So just advise caution as you thread the needle, if you will, between good times that we hope are yet to come and, of course, the somber reality of what has been COVID over the last year. And finally, politics continues to be a very divisive time. New person in the White House, January 20th, not that long ago since the attack on the Capitol building. Lots of extremes and lots of controversy. Brands, more than ever, are facing a fork in the road, a decision. Will they remain apolitical and out of the political fray, if you will, with the traditional comment that all of our clients and our customers are on both sides of the aisle, Republicans and Democrats, conservatives and liberals, so we don't take a position because we want to offend no one? Or is your brand more like Nike, that's put a stake in the ground and taken a position that many feel is more political in nature, whether it's politics as we know it or in your corporate social responsibility activities and efforts? So more than ever, your brand is going to face that stark fork in the road, the decision that you're going to have to make. And of course, your stockholders, stakeholders, even employees may be pushing and pressuring you to take a public position from a communications perspective, and you need to be ready to make the decision one way or the other. So that's 2 minutes of advice from Sunwest Communications today. We wish you a Happy New Year and all the best throughout 2021.